Good morning, everybody. I was just sitting here reading a little of the Dhammapada, the Gil Fornstall version, which is good. It's good. It's good to kind of focus on something. Morning, Pam. So we'll wait a few minutes, as we always do. If you've come to our Sunday services, you know my secret is that I give everybody a little bit of cushion to get on the cushion. So we say we start at 9:30 and we start a few minutes after, just to let people get in and get settled and lose that feeling of being rushed and all of that. So it's good. I can't believe it's been another week. So we'll all practice together this morning and see what we can accomplish together. So if you haven't practiced with me before, we'll do a little bit of chanting and invocation at the beginning, and then we sit. I'll do a little bit of guided meditation, and then we sit in silence. And after that, we'll chant a little bit more, and then I'll have a little chat, some ideas that we might explore over the next week, and then we'll close it up. And when we're actually on site, then Jeanette makes sure that we have, we call it Sangha snacks. So there's always snacks every week, and I'm missing the snacks. So of course, I think my body's appreciating that I'm not having so many snacks. So anyway, all right. Everybody have their go juice this morning. All right. Going to get us started off this morning. How do you feel about that? So remember, if you haven't been here before, remember as we meditate, whatever we're doing today, it's not really taking a bliss break. Although when you need a bliss break, just be conscious that you're taking a bliss break. Instead, what we're doing is focusing our attention on the present moment. So I say we're sort of time travelers. So we're a lot of the time we're thinking about something in the past, or we're thinking about something in the future. So we're not in the present moment. So we're really retraining our minds to come back to present moment. So I always say that it doesn't matter how many times you get lost or distracted, but how many times you come back that matters. And really, scientifically, we're building new neural pathways in our brain. So in response to stress or discomfort, instead of immediately jettisoning into some other place, we're here and we're present. And when we're here and we're present, then we can be aware of whatever's going on. So we have anxiety or fear or whatever's happening, and instead of thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen next, that we're here and we're present and we're aware of what's happening now, so that we can make active and mindful decisions based on our presence here, and not our anchor in a fear of something coming, right? Or maybe the anxiety of something that you believe will come in the future based on something that came in the past. It's a conditioning thing that we all have. So be really patient with yourself. Be very present. So each time we find ourselves distracted, we don't scold ourselves or judge ourselves. It's really the moment of catching and releasing, catching and releasing. So we're catching our moment that we're distracted, and we're coming back and just releasing into the present moment. Yeah? So, with all of that, we always ring the bell to begin and end our practice session. Marks the beginning and the end, bookends. So we'll begin by ringing the bell 3 times, and you can let that sound and vibration for you call you into this moment, call you into all of the sensations of your body, even the thoughts and emotions, and bring us into this present moment of practice together. I'll begin, as I always do, with the path-clearing and wish-fulfilling prayer to Padmasambhava, and then we'll follow that by our refuge prayer, once in Tibetan, 3 times in English. Dosum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nungdro Kundak Dewa Chenpo Barche Kunsel Dodundrak Potel Sorwadepsol Jinji Lap Tu Sol Chinang Sangwei Barche Jiwadang Sampalungji Drupar Jinji Lob. Precious guide, one with all the Buddhas of the 3 times, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments, fierce destroyer of illusion who dispels every obstruction, we pray to you for blessing, inspiration, and realization. Please remove all outer, inner, and secret obstacles and spontaneously fulfill our aspirations. Sangye chodang tsoki choknam la Jongchu bardu dakni kapsu chi Dakji jinsok ipei sonam ki Drola penshir sangye drupar shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. The great Yogi Milarepa sang, "My body is the holy mandala itself, wherein resides the Buddhas of all times. With their blessings, I'm freed from all needs and attachments. By day and night, I offer them up. Happy am I to do without material things, knowing that all beings in the six realms of samsara are inherently Buddhas, and all the 3 worlds the self-creating measureless Trikaya palace. Whatever I do is the play of the Dharmadhatu, ultimate reality. Whoever I'm with is the Yidam deity. Wherever I stay is the Buddha's abode. Happy am I to forego outer supports, rituals, and symbols." That's our invocation and refuge. We'll do a little mantra chanting next. So we chant for a few minutes, and we can really use this as a tool to help us focus in the present moment. It's not so much about what we're saying. We can start off with the intention, and then we let that just sort of melt into the moment. So we can just let the chant become a breath with sound and vibration. And as we do, we can feel the sensations of that sound and vibration. Hearing, feeling the vibration that you're making, that you're helping to create. So it's not so much about singing, but really focusing on the sensations around the chanting. So we're just going to chant Lama Cheno this morning, which translates as calling in the Lama, but really means calling out the Lama. So calling our own inner teacher to the forefront. So this is our guidepost for what's right and what's wrong for us, and not because someone else tells us what's right and wrong, but we, in our confidence and knowing, know that. So you can let that happen, and then we'll chant for a few minutes, and then we'll let that winnow down and melt and merge with our surroundings, and then we'll sit for a bit. So Lama Cheno, 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 Lama Cheno. Rest in the natural state, or whatever state you think you're in. The great perfection of things left just as they are. Don't contrive, interfere, or manipulate. No need to bother with mental activity. There's no waves without wind, so why stir yourself up? Nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing special to be or become, nothing to do but enjoy the boundless wholeness and completeness of things left just as they are. The luminous great perfection. So take a load off. Take your foot off the gas and your hands off the wheel. Sit back, relax, enjoy this moment where everything you need is here. We have enough for our need, but not our greed. So find gratitude for all we have in this moment. And just sit and breathe and be. Padme Hum. Om Mani 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 Padme Hum. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all realms of existence. An end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey. So this week I really wanted to talk a little bit about the basis of our practice, the basis of our presencing, if you will, the basis of using meditation. And by the word meditation, I don't mean just eyes closed trying to trap out the world, but instead meditation as concentration, concentration as awareness, awareness of things as they are. We endeavor to see things as they are and not as they ain't, as Lama Surya Das says. So we're really trying to explore an openness, an open-mindedness, an open-heartedness, a curiosity, rather than trapping ourselves behind staunch opinions or rooted beliefs. We're all in a strange time right now. This is a great exercise for us, because all of the things, or many of the things that we found to be of comfort, and that can be even our patterns of just doing, distracting ourselves with, filling our weekends with running around and doing, and going to all the grocery stores and maybe shopping and doing the yard work and doing this, in anticipation for working next week, and in our habits of just moving. And now we're not moving around so much. So we're sitting home and maybe feeling restless. Probably a lot of us are feeling restless. And that's because we're being forced to see, or forced with experiencing discomfort where we normally find distraction. And you may be trying to find different modes of distraction. Maybe it's a lot of TV, maybe you're eating a lot, or decided to read the entire series of Harry Potter again just to fill up the time. But it's an awesome time for us to explore what's actually going on, and understanding our position and our experience of what's happening. So a lot of, when we dig a little deeper, why am I uncomfortable? Why am I feeling discomfort in this different time? Because of unknown. We talked a little bit earlier about time traveling, thinking about the past or thinking about the future. So a lot of us are trying to anticipate what's coming next, how can I be prepared? So when we think solely in the future, and maybe even based on our experience of the past, when I didn't know what was happening, I was surprised. So I need to be prepared so that I'm not surprised, because I don't like surprises, right? So a lot of what we're doing is dealing with our mind avoiding things like dissatisfaction, discomfort, aversion. Understanding that we feel agitated because we're learning that we don't have control of the future. We don't have control of the past. We have some action in it. However, we don't have full control of it. So in being here and being present and being now in this moment, we can understand all of the components, or start to understand the components of what we're experiencing. So I'm experiencing some discomfort because I'm feeling fear, or I'm feeling some aversion to what's happening, and I want this to stop, and I want to get back to normal, or I want to get to a better normal. So I'm focused on that and feeling anxious because I don't know what to do to control that. So understanding that that is occurring, the awareness that that's occurring, allows us to be present. And remember, we're always coming back, or we're trying to come back, remind ourselves to come back to this present moment where I can actually do something, right? Stay in positive action. So part of that awareness is understanding that I'm focusing on something that feels negative, or I'm experienced as negative, and is creating a whole experience of negativity in my body. The awareness that that's happening allows me to shift, into a more patient and compassionate mode. I can feel some compassion towards myself. Oh, that's me feeling fear. This is what fear feels like. And instead of just being unconsciously attached in something somewhere else, we can be really present and have awakened awareness and action that comes from that. So when we put our positive and aware action into the cycle of karma, rather than just reacting on fear and putting the karma of fear in play. Remember, it's all cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. We've done something and it affects the next moment. So if we can, in this moment, bring ourselves back to the awareness of whatever's happening. Could be anger. We could be watching the television and somebody's saying something that is just unskillful, and we see it and we feel that anger boil up. Being aware that we are feeling that anger and that we are experiencing the anger. Understand that when you're angry, you're putting that karmic reaction into play. What is anger? Doesn't end up producing love in the next moment, right? But if I can be compassionate and patient and aware of what I'm experiencing someone that I'm watching that is being unskillful. And I can even endeavor to understand why they're being unskillful. Ignorance, hatred, aversion, fear, all of the things that we too experience. We're all interconnected in that way, in many ways, but we all experience a lot of the same things. We all want and need the same things. So someone reacting unskillfully is no different than when we act unskillfully. When we are based in fear and ignorance and aversion ourselves, our reaction is not skillful. So bringing it back to us in this moment, understanding that I'm watching something that's unskillful and it's bubbling something up in me and I'm having a reaction. The awareness of that reaction allows us to shift it. Simple as that. So when we practice sitting and being quiet, it's learning to listen, and it's learning to almost separate ourselves from the experience, but be the watcher, see what's happening so that we can understand, oh, that's what fear feels like. Oh, that was my ignorance. Oh, that's aversion. So when we continually come back to that, we can make skillful actions. It's not controlling the future, but it's certainly putting something positive into motion. And when we string those positive moments, positive moment, positive moment, positive moment, all on the cycle of this experience, of this human experience, it starts to improve. Our existence, our personal experience begins to improve. It improves because we're aware. And sometimes you're finding something that's really just downright uncomfortable. It can be grief. We're feeling grief because some of the things that we feel or felt confident in 2 or 3 weeks ago, our paychecks, our jobs, everything I've done has aligned to I'm in the best place of my life, and then instantly now it's taken away. We're shown impermanence. We're definitely shown impermanence, and now we're all feeling uneasy. Or maybe you still have your job, but You're feeling threatened. You don't know how long this is going to last. None of us do. So what's occurring from that? What's the reaction that's bubbling up from that experience? So again, we can come back and understand, I'm feeling fear, I'm feeling agitated, I'm feeling this experience. And let's endeavor to act with awakened awareness. We put that into action and we'll start to see a shift. We shift with awareness. That's what we're really practicing. So when we're kind of shutting out the stimulus, closing our eyes, sitting someplace quiet, we're learning to listen to ourselves. It's really essential that we understand ourselves and our first responders to our own experience. And that, my friends, is where change happens, is understanding this first. Because when we understand what happens with us, we can understand what's happening with others. And yes, they're acting unskillfully because they're trapped in something that is an unconscious reaction to things like fear and ignorance and aversion. So you get to set the example. You get to show what it's like to find calm abiding because you're understanding what's happening. And through this, we shift others. The example of us shifts others, not preaching to others, not trying to change the way they think, but show first what it's like to be an awakened person in this moment. And remember, Buddha means awakened one. So when you are awakened, when you are awake and aware, you are Buddha. Simple as that. It's not a god. It's an awakened one. It's a human being having an awakened experience and reacting from that. Yeah? I hope that's super helpful. We don't really endeavor to just load ourselves down with a bunch of ancient writings or ancient teachings when they aren't practical. So let this be your practical endeavor into the present moment. Yeah? It's not about a historical archive of a specific thing or something somebody said 2,000 years ago. It's not that. It's how are we showing up right now? How can we improve our experience and therefore the experience of others through our own activity? So I'm going to begin to close today's practice service. And I'll read first the 4 dharmas of Gampopa and Longchenpa, the prayer for 10 accomplishments, and then we'll do our bodhicitta dedication together, once in Tibetan and 3 times in English. Yeah. Bless and empower us that our minds and hearts turns toward the Dharma. Bless and empower us that our Dharma practice becomes the path. Bless and empower us that the path truly dispels confusion. Bless and empower us that the confusion itself dawns as primordial awareness, Rigpa. The prayer for 10 accomplishments by Lama Suryadas. May we realize true sincerity and integrity, inner purity of mind, dispassionate equanimity toward all we see, right understanding of this dreamlike world and the next, loving compassion toward others and the genuine intention to be helpful in alleviating suffering and confusion. May we directly perceive the truths of impermanence, mortality, and interconnectedness. Relinquish wandering thoughts and rampant desires. Accomplish freedom of mind and clarity of spirit. Remember with gratitude those who have gone before us and shown the way, and vow to reach together full and complete enlightenment. Jongchup Sem Chokrin Poche Makie Panam Ge Yurchi Ge Panyam Parme Payo Gong Me Gong Du Perwar Sho. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. We vow to transcend them. Dharma teachings are boundless. We vow to realize them. The Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. We vow to embody it. Thanks, all you Buddhas. Glad we sat together this morning and practiced being awake and aware. So try that this week. Remember that I'm hosting meditations all week, each day. About 10 minutes sitting, maybe a little instruction as well. So I think we're endeavoring to find a better time. I'm kind of surveying, so if you have a preference on what time of day, actually leaning later than I thought. Many people have said after 6 p.m. So if you like that, give me a thumbs up somewhere and let me know, or shoot me an email or a direct message, and we'll get it going. They're all recorded though, so if you find need whenever, just tune in and find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you like, and take a little break, take your foot off the gas and your hands off the wheel. Until next time, my friends, have a great day. Get outside, take a walk, pull some weeds out of the flower bed, do whatever, but be present and awake and aware. Thank you.